Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Crockett Show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. I got my man in the building, Donovan Sadiq, the Queen, Demetri K, and I am the five-star general, Derrick Jaxn. You've been frauding, big homie. You've been around here talking down on us, and the whole time, you ain't nothing but a hoe in the hen house. But tonight we gonna tear you apart, homie. I don't know about them, but I know I am. Well, let's get to it then. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for taking the time out to tune in, man. We really appreciate it. And, without you guys, we would not have a show. You're the best audience in the world. I think you're going to enjoy tonight's conversation. It's gonna get a little deep, and we're gonna really speak on some things. I want to start it off by saying this here. There's an old Negro League bat catcher over at Madison High School that just can't seem to do right. You can't seem to do right. Let me tell y'all what's going on. You have a football coach that has sexually harassed female members of the staff at Madison High School. It is out there. Well, they're afraid to say anything because the principal may retaliate. But the problem is, and I want y'all to understand what the law is. If it's been reported to the administration, it is your job to do an investigation. Now, I'm not going to let it go because this dude been doing this for a long time. And you notice my compadres, they don't know what I was going to talk about. They ain't going to speak on this. So I'm going to put myself in that water. Old Negro League bat catcher, you probably ain't going to do nothing because you was sleeping with the dude yourself. Y'all put your business in the street now. No, we're going to protect our teachers. We're not going to allow this to happen. I will speak on this in a separate video, but I'm coming. And this time, Josh Gibson, your ass might strike out with 5 stars. What's going on, Donovan?
All right. Hey, you guys. Welcome to the Monday edition of the War Zone. We're glad to have you guys here. You guys could be any other place you want to be, but you guys tune in here and support the new black media. In the news today, they're talking about the next package that the Biden administration is going to propose. It's a $3.2 trillion package. Now, here's the question that I have. It's an economic package to get the economy rolling and all this other stuff. $3.2 trillion. Where's the study? They can pull all of this money out of the air and do all this stuff, but they can't pay 8% of the black population, which is ADOS, due reparations. $3.2 trillion.
Let me ask you a question about that, because I was talking to Demetri earlier about something about that. How much of that is going to foreign countries?
I would say, I'd say probably about 10% of it, 10 to 20% of it.
Okay, because I'm studying drugs. I'm taking a drug class right now, and I'll talk about that on another day. And I'm figuring out, as I'm reading, that most of the countries that we're currently giving money to, they're in bed with them with drugs and poppy fields, and every single one of them, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, this where they getting the dope from. I don't learn this until last night when I'm doing this assignment, but I didn't mean to interrupt you, my friend.
Yes, absolutely. That is why when the United States military goes into these excursions that the Democrats have lately in the modern age have put us on, these corporate Democrats, these war hawk Democrats. The first thing that we did in Libya, we secured the oil fields. The first thing we did in Iraq, we secured the oil fields. The first thing that we did in Afghanistan, and we're still doing it to this very day, we secured the poppy fields. Drugs is a big thing. But $3.2 trillion, where's the study? A lot of that money is going to the COVID relief. They're talking about infrastructure that they've been talking about for 30 years? Just another thing to throw your tax dollars and put this money out on your grandchildren. So how are they going to pay for it? Nobody's doing the numbers, but we're asking for 8 black folks 8% of the black population, the ADOS population, and we have to do a study to see if we could pay 8% of the population due money. But, you know, so you guys think about that for a second, and, you know, and you tell me. And once again, by the way, Kamala Harris, the sister Kamala Harris, is silent with the scapegoating of black men. She hasn't said a word.
Yeah. How y'all doing this fine evening? Hope everything is going well. Welcome to the Monday night edition of the War Zone. If you guys can do us a favor and share this live so that everybody else can get the information and join in on the conversation, we will greatly appreciate it and we'll love you for the rest of our lives. And Donovan will name his firstborn child after you. Maybe it's too late. But anyway, so tonight, as you guys can see, we're going to start off talking about that of Mr. Derrick Jaxn. Now, some of you guys are probably like, who? Well, Derrick Jaxn is this internet relationship guru. He's this, you know, black man who's built like Adonis and all of that. And he gives relationship advice to women and mostly black women. And he has the, you know, 5 things. If your man is doing this, then he's cheating. If your man is not doing that, he doesn't love you. And your man should be doing this. And you ladies, you're a queen. And ladies, all this other stuff, right? Well, he got caught cheating. It was exposed. Actually, you guys might have heard of Donovan's woman, Tasha K. She's this big gossip columnist or YouTuber. And she broke the story. She actually talked to the woman he was cheating with. I guess they had some sort of a 10-year relationship. They were lovers and friends at one time and he got married, which a lot of people didn't even know he was married. And then, you know, he and his wife, I don't know, ended up divorcing. And so he says that he was single when he got with the jump off, whatever, but doesn't sound like that's the case. And so right before we came on here, maybe an hour before, Derrick Jaxn did a video with his wife. And, you know, she looks very, I don't want to say disheveled, like she looks a mess, but she looked like he just kind of grabbed her on a whim and said, hey, we got to do this set. Because he did a first video. I don't think that went over too well with people because he said, you know, he broke his covenant with God and, you know, this is between me and Jesus and, you know, all that other stuff. Then he comes with a second video and his wife is sitting next to him. And we've all seen that with Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan and Bill Clinton. Everybody who's got caught cheating, their wives are sitting by, you know, listening. And then she explains that, oh, I knew about this. This is nothing new. And that's why I left. And you can completely tell they're both lying, right? And so I don't know if Derrick is starting to see some fallout because on Facebook, he has almost 4 million followers. On YouTube, he has 1 million and probably almost 1 million on Instagram. He has been made a multi-millionaire off of what I call being the Pied Piper to gullible women. He has made a lot of money off the low self-esteem of women. And so here he is now on this apology tour and this explanation tour as to why he cheated, but he didn't really cheat. And so we're going to get into that conversation. If you guys know something, you know, throw it in the comment section. So Gary, what do you have?
You become an expert at something when you have experience doing it. Now, we've been on this program for over a year now. And I will say that I've exposed some things about me from my past. I cheated. And I can give you advice on how to get around it because I did it. See, let me tell you something, man. These folk come out here and they get to telling you what you need to do. My problem with the dude is, dude, this the deal, man. From real dude to a sucker. Man, you were talking down to us, homeboy. You wasn't no better than us. Every last one of us that did it, you wasn't no better than us. So now today you go and you do a video, try to make yourself look good. Now your wife look like she so, you know, she just looked nervous. She looked like she can't put 2 sentences together. You know, you scripted the whole thing. But you really, man, I don't know if you realize it. you really let a lot of women down. And black women now have a problem with you. But I need y'all to cancel his ass like you would cancel anybody else. Donovan.
Wow. But like I said, what's that old saying? What's done in the dark always comes to the light. And it's just an unfortunate situation. But hey, you know, with everybody being out of work for over a year, and I'm not like trying to take sides with the brother, not like that, but you know, he's got to get a bag too. So, you know, you're going to do whatever you can to get paid. And, you know, if there's people out there that is going to pay money to get advice from somebody who is, you know, he's playing a role, and, you know, everybody wants to be validated. And people, like a good example, like people that like this show, a lot of people, either they want the truth, they agree with what we're doing, and you know they just see the same things that we see, and that's what brings people to our channel. The people that don't like us and the people that don't look at our channel, they don't want to hear anything that we got to say because it doesn't fit their narrative. So I can't really be mad at the brother, other than the fact that as an actor, he wasn't acting in the aspect of letting people know that he's a influencer or an actor, but he's just trying to get paid, y'all. The man's just trying to get paid. He got caught, and there it is. You know, I don't really follow the brother because, you know, a lot of competition with me and him being built the same way. So, you know.
Well, I'm built a little bit different from him. I don't follow that.
Well, you know, I have a whole bunch of opinions and views and all of that about the situation. As I said, I've always looked at him as the Pied Piper to gullible women. He preyed on the low self-esteem of a lot of women. Now, I'm not going to totally discount some of the things he was saying. You know, he was saying, you know, what do they say? A broke clock is twice right. Damn, I can't even get it out. A broke clock is right at least 2 times a day, right? So he's said some things that was, I guess, right. But, you know, I think it's important for people who are listening to your Derrick Jaxns and your Kevin Samuels and your Tommy Sotomayor's and all these other relationship gurus on Facebook. I think you should look at it as entertainment. You know, where are their credentials? Where's their real life experience? A lot of people didn't even know Derrick Jaxn was married until today, right? Or until he was exposed by the side piece. Nobody even knew about his wife. And then, you know, and a lot of people, I read the comment section, said, what a shame that people are just now learning about his wife when he used her to come and try to back up a point of him, you know, oh, I really wasn't cheating because, you know, she'll tell you, go ahead, honey, tell him, you know, it's a shame. He should have been talking about his wife. I mean, if you're a relationship expert, it almost seems like he was hiding her. So now all of a sudden it's disclosed to everybody that he's got a wife. And so you're talking to these women, oh, hold out for a good black man or a man who's going to do this. And, oh, this is how you get married. But you ain't even talking about your marriage. You know, so something definitely is a miss with his situation. But I just think people should look at it as entertainment.
For me, cheating is a choice. It's not a mistake. It's a choice. And you make a choice to do what you do. Now, I'm going to tell you where I was kind of let down at. I didn't know about the video. It just happened to pop up on my screen. And when I saw the wife, nothing wrong with her. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with no women in the world. I'm being honest with y'all. But I would have thought that she would have been like a fucking video model. That's what I would have thought. And that may be one of the reasons that he hid her and he did what he did. I don't recommend that. If you got marital problems, stop listening to single people. I mean, stop listening to single people. Get your advice from people who are married. But hold on. While you're getting that advice, if they've not been through what you've been through, they can't give you advice on what you're going through. That's just the way that I'm built. How can I give somebody advice on how to do R&B? when all I do is rap music. Yeah, we do music, but it's totally different. So if you out there and you're trying to get advice, then so be it. But be very leery of the knuckles that talk down on other black men. I'm telling y'all, I'm from the great state of Texas, and we call it talking down. He talked down on black men so he could set himself up to fuck anything he wanted to fuck. That's what he did. Donovan?
Man, you just said it just, the same exact way I would say. I mean, but isn't that the playbook though? Whenever you want to get people on code, shit on black men. We don't take care of and the narrative is never true. There's never no truth to the narrative. We don't take care of our kids. We don't spend time with our kids. We don't hold jobs. We don't do this. We're all criminal. We're all this. We're all drug dealers. The narrative never makes sense. So, it is a known playbook that you would just go ahead and shit on a black man to change the narrative and get the subject off of you. Now, in his situation, I agree with Demetra. The guy is, he had no credentials. He's an actor. And again, people are there for edutainment. They want to be educated and entertained at the same time. And that's what we do. Look at the Tyler Perry movies. What is his go-to theme of all of his movies? Just about all of his movies. Black men ain't shit. We're the terriblest person in the room, whatever the deal is. That is what is popular right now. And that's what's going on. So, Demetra?
Let me read this for you, D. So she was an eye candy, but what if her mind was? Don't discount this sucker. No, what I'm saying, John, is with a dude who put himself out there like he top notch and whatever. I'm not saying nothing bad about this lady. I just expected more. Come on, we know what it is, man. You expected when he gonna get up on there with his wife, you probably expected somebody like Pebbles DeMar. The way he talked down on black men. And this clown, he an actor, man. He an actor, man. Y'all stop investing y'all money in these actors. You need some relationship advice. Go to Demetra or Donovan or me. You gonna get it from every angle. If you need some relationship advice on big girls, fuck with your boy.
Yeah, exactly. Now, like I said, I've been divorced twice, so I'm not good when it comes to marriage advice. But if you want to talk about dating and going out there and doing it, Demetra will tell you she's a witness. Hey, I bring the whole club back to the penthouse with me, and and when we're talking about people who live it and actually do it, that's one of the best things about the War Zone that you guys will never, and no other show could really say. We got the 5-star right now, Ground Zero in Minnesota, going to be reporting on Ground Zero. We're not sitting at our house talking about, well, this is what we think of the report, whatever. We got a person that is actually doing the work and is there. And that's what makes us, I think, a little bit more genuine than any other of the black media that you're going to see out there. So, Demetra?
Say, D, Maggie Collins say, I love my black men and he is good. Now, I don't want to take that the wrong way. But if you're saying he's good, then don't say nothing bad about any black man that cheats. If that's the way you're putting it. No, you can't give him a pass and drag the rest of them. No, it don't work like that. Demetra, talk to me, man. I'm trying to learn something from you tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean, so you're absolutely right. I mean, I get it. And Derrick Jaxn is a sort of a Svengali. If you guys don't know what that is, that's a man who is a pimp, for lack of better words. He's a man that gets women's mind and she'll do any and everything for him, right? And he's a Svengali to women. And so no shade to Maggie. And when I see women say stuff like that about men who are proven to be the opposite of who they say they are, he's got her mind. I mean, so like you said, she shouldn't criticize any man. He's caught red-handed at this point. He's caught red-handed. And, he is, to me, I liken him to a pimp and a pastor. To me, they're interchangeable, right? Pimps and pastors both tell women, I'm the only one you need. All you can do, you just need to count on me. What does a pastor do? A pastor tells them, you married to the church and Jesus, sister. And a pimp, I'm your man. And so they get women's heads all, just focused on them and they can't see reality. And so even to this moment, there's a lot of women who are probably defending Derrick. Oh, he's human. Oh, we all fall down sometimes. And, it's just, gosh, I just love him even more. Look at, he's so vulnerable.
We done talked them straight out their drawers.
Exactly. And that's the point. Why? I was like, I thought he would have been more creative, like, damn, I was raped or something, but, my God, I failed, my God, my covenant. Because you know what? He's smart, though, because he knows all he got to do, especially with Black women, is throw a little bit of Jesus in there.
Well, let me ask you something. He failed his covenant with God. Okay, if you did it one time, Negro, we would probably be cool with that. Nigga, you were doing it for 10 years. Not only did you fail your covenant with God, you failed your covenant with your wife. You failed your covenant with your family. You failed the covenant with the devil, because even the devil wouldn't fuck with your ass right now. He'll be hiding his little female imps in the corner fucking with you down in hell.
But think about it this way, though, too. And I'm not like saying all women are like this, and we're not an everybody type show. Okay, so you guys just, bear with me here. How many women out there, Demetra, wouldn't care if he's even married? They just, oh, he's this, and oh, look at that man. Ooh, I got to have a piece of that. They wouldn't even give a damn. They just want to, you got people out here that are married and people don't even respect the institution of marriage. They don't give a damn. They just don't give a damn. So what are your thoughts on that?
I agree, but I want to take my girl Kiki's comment here. She says, I disagree. Love the brothers, but I think the degradation of sisters is the hottest money maker right now. Ask Kevin Samuels and all of the others coming up off of it. And in my opinion, Tyler doesn't paint Black women very well in his movies either. As far as Derrick Jaxn, I'm not surprised at all. I said, dude had an inauthentic spirit years ago. Never got why sisters were so drawn to him. I could see through him, but then again, like I said, sisters are big money makers, and she's absolutely right. There's a lot of men, Black men especially, making money, and Derrick is obviously not one of them. He's actually doing the opposite. He's telling Black women that, it's a dog whistle type of thing, that men aren't any good, right? You guys have slim pickings out here and all of that kind of stuff, but that's actually where the money is to dog Black women. And the crazy part is there's an audience for that. Kevin Samuels is approaching 600,000 viewers on YouTube. And like a couple of months ago, I want to say he didn't even have 100,000 viewers. And if you watch his videos and you see his super chats, he's got 200, 100, 50, 20, just going across members and people watching, just donating this money. And sometimes he's on there for 3 hours. So imagine all the money he's making a night. So he has an audience that likes what he's saying about Black women. And the other thing I'll say too is, so you have Derrick Jaxn on one end telling the sisters, oh, Black men this or men that, and if a man up. And then you got Kevin Samuels and your Tony Sotomayors who were talking bad about Black women. So if you have a lot of Black men listen to Kevin Samuels and Tony Sotomayor, and Black women
Tommy,
whoever, Crispy, Tony, and Derrick Jaxn, what they're actually doing is teaching Black women and men to have a schism and not to get along. They're not teaching unity. They're actually teaching division. So
let me ask you a question, because I really don't follow these cats at all, Kevin Samuels, Derrick Jaxn, but they sound like some cupcake on the down low ass gay dudes with all that talking down on real dudes, man. See, because if you're a real man, you ain't finna do that. I'm sorry, but you're not finna do it. You're not even built to do it. So they really sound like some down low cupcake gay motherfuckers to me. When you do that type of shit, you gonna get it from me. And there's audience for it, because some people wake up in the mornings wanting to drag Black men and Black women for whatever the reason. And this, you're right, it creates division, and we can't seem to get shit together. And this is why these houses don't have husbands in them or don't have boyfriends in them, because of this type of shit here.
For those that don't know, I mean, I got onto the Tommy Sotomayor thing when he first started. It was him and Phil back in the day, and I would watch it and stuff like that. Now, I'm not like what he says, Tommy Sotomayor. Some things of what he says is correct, but the way I try to explain with me and Demetri, because Demetri was always first to bring a frying pan when I brought up Tommy Sotomayor, was the fact that he's coming from a perspective of what he experienced. And to me, every time he talked, what I got out of what he was saying was his experience. Half of the shit he was saying was like, nah, brother, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're saying. I'm not making any excuses for him. But I saw that it was a money-making situation for him. As, he was just, he wasn't consistent in his message. He wasn't consistent at all.
Yeah. And so I see Jeray from YouTube. How you doing? You say, stop. There's money in black men and women dogging each other. Facts. Yeah. I mean, we agree with you. There's absolutely, and there's a lot of money. We're not talking about, a couple dollars here and there. We're talking about $1 million. These people are becoming millionaires off of dragging black men and women through the mud. And do you know, out of every race on this planet, black people are the most ununified in every way, shape, and form. And then you have these snake oil salesmen, who are teaching, because they are teaching. I don't care what you say. If you're a follower of Kevin Samuels, Derrick Jaxn, or Tommy Sotomayor, or any other people out there who are disparaging black men and women against each other, I mean, you're learning something from them. You are learning something. And I mean, especially if you talk to some of these Kevin Samuel followers, these people are like, I think they need to start calling him Jim Jones. I had a guy approach me on Facebook under my comment section because I said, to me, Kevin Samuels is glorified Tommy Sotomayor. And a couple dudes got mad. And this one particular Dusty asked me what my dress size was and how many kids I got. Because that's the narrative that Kevin Samuels leads with. If you are a certain weight, because he says 80% of black women are overweight. So we are supposed to be 135 pounds, give or take 125 pounds. Other than that, per our height, other than that, we're overweight. And if we got, kids or baby daddies, then we're not high valued. And so he thought asking me that was going to, put me, I guess, in some sort of I don't know. But anyway, I ate his lunch and I went on his page because per Kevin Samuels' definition, if you're not making $10,000 a month as a man, you're not high value. So I went on his page and saw that he was a sanitation worker for the city of LA. I Googled his salary. He makes about $35,000 a month. And I said, you ain't even equipped to have this conversation with me because per your leader, you're not a high valued man. But the point that I'm making is they're teaching their followers to degrade people on shallow criteria. They don't talk about what a woman and a man is really supposed to be to you. They're talking about the exterior, how much money this person has, how does she look? Kevin Samuels says Beyonce is a 10. I don't know what everybody else is supposed to be, but if you watch his stuff, he tends to talk to darker skinned sisters horribly. If the woman is light-skinned or racially ambiguous, then he's a little bit more nicer to her. But if it's a sister, oh no, she fat, she masculine, she act like a man, and all of that.
So in his world, Beyonce would be a 10, right? In my world, Jill Scott would be 2. No questions about it. If you want to run around here fuck with them little anorexic girls, then go and do that. Some of us like some meat on our bones. Some of us like some meat on our bones. I want to address Fayetteville Boy's comment. Donovan, in my 50 plus years of relationships, I have never personally known any woman that cared if a man was married or not. That is one of the truest statements that you could ever make. I tell people all the time, regardless if you're married or single, when a woman first meets you, she already knows if she's going to sleep with you. She already knows. The first time, I know Al's sitting over there somewhere. The first time Al met Demetri already knew if she was going to sleep with Al. Now, I ain't no relationship guru, but I bet you she can't tell me I'm wrong. Another thing about women, they want what they want when they want it. If they ask you for something today at 3 o'clock and you can't deliver, oh, well, I do it at 5. 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you, fuck you, they don't want it. Because they want what they want when they want it. This dude is really messed up in his brain. These cats are really messed. That's why I'm saying the characteristics of what they are doing and what they are saying. I've been around every type of person, every race, but you get this attitude a lot from gay men who bash strong black men. That's just where I'm at with it.
Yeah, that's a true statement because, like I said, you always had those brothers that were always pulling the girls in high school or whatever it is. I never, was like jealous of them, like oh my gosh, it's like, well, damn, he got her, damn, he got her. That just made me step my game up a little bit stronger. I had no reason to hate on him. If anything, I just wanted to run in that circle. You know what I mean? So that attitude about the gay men, it's almost like, because they're in the gay community, they make it seem like they're not black or they're not Asian or whatever their cultural background is. They're in a different subclass because of the sexual activity that they partake in. And they're not like a part of the situation when, it just doesn't make sense, but it's like they want to talk down.
It's a messy conversation. And if you end up in those types of conversations, a lot of time, the more they keep talking, the more they'll expose themselves. Just like the one argument they always have, when you disagree with them, they're quick to say, oh, well, you hiding in the closet. You need to come out of the closet. No, motherfucker, I don't agree with you. That don't mean I'm gay. You see what I'm saying? But ain't no real man gonna sit there and degrade a woman. He ain't gonna degrade no women, man. And a real dude ain't gonna talk down on another man. That I'm telling you, and I'm not bashing gay people, that is a characteristic of gay men and what they do.
And at the end of the day, they're all chasing the bag. Kevin, Derrick, and Tommy, and all the other people out there doing it, they're the Candace Owen of black relationships. That's what they are. They figured out a niche. Oh, if I talk bad about black women, call them every name in the book, there's a whole bunch of low self-esteem black men out there who are going to agree with it. I mean, they even call Kevin like they call him, what do they call this man? The Godfather. They call him the Godfather, or King Kevin, and they're like, they're worshiping.
But how could they bash, say, a big girl? If you've never dated a big girl, how you gonna bash? How you gonna, well, if you got baby mamas, well, motherfucker, who put that wood to your mama? Your daddy got a baby mama.
But that's the narrative that is out there. If you don't look a certain way, then you're not a high value woman. You need to be realistic. That's what women with children are told. You need to be realistic and stop trying to aim for a high valued man. And it's just the worst. It's the worst. And I'm not saying Kevin doesn't have some good things to say, but overall his message is just horrible. It's not, a lot of men will defend him and say, oh, well, he's actually trying to put marriages together. He's trying to save the black marriage and teach women how to be wives. Like, how the hell he gonna teach a woman how to be a wife if he ain't never been one himself? As far as I know, he ain't even married.
But how can you teach a woman anything, to a certain degree as a man? That's not your job. But if you undercover, if you really hide in the closet, then yeah, you might be on to something right there.
Yeah, so I mean, I just think, especially we as black people, we have to educate ourselves. And if you watch that kind of stuff, view it as entertainment. Don't look at it as, oh, that's the gospel. Oh, he owned to something. Oh, she owned to something. Because anytime you listen to somebody to tell you that hates your black man or your black woman, they're not a friend. They're the enemy. Because somebody who was truly invested in us would teach us how to get along. It wouldn't, and Kevin, his thing is, I don't know how we got on really talking about Kevin, but his thing is he calls them consultations. So he'll invite women to have these consultations, and then he record them, put them on Facebook, and he just tears them down, you know, make them try to feel like they ain't, you know, look, see, man, this is what I'm talking about. This is the type of black woman, this is the type of sister I'm talking about. Type of sister, she act like a man. Then she cutting me off. She talk like a man. See, that's the kind of sister you need to stay away. And she could just disagree with him to the smallest degree. And all of a sudden, he trying to say she's acting like a man and she'll never have a man. It's like,
Well, I want to challenge Kevin, and Donovan, I want you to follow me. I want to challenge Kevin. Somebody get this video. Same challenge Wendy Williams got. Dude, pull your pants down. Let's make sure you ain't got a pussy between your legs. I think you might have a pussy between your legs, homeboy. Because ain't no real man gonna talk like that.
Earl Joseph says, at the end of the day, they all are about the money. Kevin Samuels' ex-wife already came out. His ex-wife says he is behind on child support. Tanya TKO, self-help guru. You know, there it is, you know, right there. I mean, these people are not who they say they are to be. That's why when when people were talking about, oh, Steve Harvey, act like a man and whatever that book was, and you women, a lot of black women were like, oh, yes, you know, yeah, he's got the blueprint. Here's a man that's been married 3 times and his most current wife's the queen of the Memphis trap house.
So why didn't his marriages work? Because remember, I don't follow him. So if he's been married 3 times, you shouldn't be giving nobody no motherfucking advice. Because you can't seem to make shit work. And this is with the women that you say are perfect. Maybe you need to fuck the big girl. She'll put that pussy, that ass, and that stomach on your dumb motherfucking ass.
Yes, you know, and like I said, Steve Harvey, and they're saying because when he got into show business, and you know, when a person shows you who they are, you should believe them, because like I said, that shit that he did with Bernie Mac and tried to undermine Bernie Mac in the movies and stuff. I mean, Steve Harvey is just low down all the way through. So he gets to Hollywood, he starts doing very well for himself. He starts hosting everything, right? And somebody told him, get rid of the dark skin sister so you can get this light skin used up chick, you know, doing what she's got to do. And he's big up in this chick. Like, he's got this great thing happening. And it just doesn't make sense, because his grown kids get adopted by him, which is fine, you know, if you want to do that. But it's like, why would you need to do that to secure this bag? And now everybody's talking about his hoish daughter, Lori Harvey, and all this other stuff. I mean, I just think what it is, honestly, is it's just like these folks who run around with cameras and like to take pictures with these politicians and stars. Look, I'm with so-and-so. I'm with so-and-so. But you're living in the worst neighborhood in the city.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve Harvey, he's another one. I mean, again, they all have some things that make sense that they say, but I think you should also look at their portfolio. You know, they're striking out in relationships and cheating on the exes to get to the great relationship they claim that they're in now, and all of that. I think you need to really examine that, you know, but we have to be careful who we are taking advice from. And that just goes to show you that if people like Kevin, Tommy, and Derrick are millionaires, or close to being millionaires off of, you know, people who follow them, that just goes to show you the people that follow them aren't very bright. You know, to where this, to me, it's like Jim Jones and Guyana.
The women that follow these dudes, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, you know, don't take this the wrong way. That's the easiest pussy a real player could ever get. They easy to pluck off, man. They easy to pluck off. I'm telling you, man, I done did. I was a cold little fat pimp in my day, man. I was cold as ice water. They easy to get because they are the ones that have low self-esteem.
Well, you know, Al just said, follow my pages, ladies. My advice and jokes are better. So Al trying to get the bag.
I want to say this too, and I'm not trying to give anybody any game. And I want to put a disclaimer out there. I've never been a side piece that I know of. I swear. I've never cheated on anybody I've been with. But, you know, fellas, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. I think especially now, because in Derrick Jaxn's case, it's the side piece talked. You know, she was disgruntled for whatever reason. And she says throughout the duration that they were together, and this is kind of what I pieced together, that she's received about $1,000 from him. Now he's flown her here and taken her on a yacht a time or two and took her to his house, but he's giving her $1,000. Now he's a millionaire. You got all this money, and you giving your side piece $1,000. And I swear I'm not trying to get people to game, but the reason that side pieces, men or women, talk nowadays because they have nothing to lose. Y'all remember, you might have heard, you know, back in the day when men, they had a kept woman. What did that mean? He kept her. He kept her in a house, apartment, whatever it was. The mortgage was paid for. The car was paid for. She had some money in the bank account. The refrigerator was full. Like, he completely took care of her. But nowadays, these men, you know, they want to bring over a bucket of chicken and 2 minutes of fun and expect for her not to say nothing. You know, so it's like these women, and if you keeping a man, whatever, they don't have anything to lose. I'll blow up his spot. Shit, it ain't like he paying for nothing over here. I'm paying the mortgage and in the note on this, you know, 4-poster bed. He coming over here, rolling around in for 2 minutes or so. So, I mean, again, I'm not trying to put anybody on game, but the kept woman game or kept man game ain't what it used to be.
The game is simple, man. The man had a side piece and a wife on the side. That's what it was. He had a side piece and a wife on the side. And what did I just say before you said that? That they are easy to get. So if all you got was 1,000 out of millions, little mama, you got the cheapest pussy on the market. You really that trash that like to fuck for $40 in the club. We break that down in 10 years. You that trash that like to fuck for $40 in the club.
What's amazing is everybody kind of knows some of the backstories of some of these stars, especially people like Steve Harvey. And Leon Mobley says, in my opinion, if Steve Harvey didn't have the money he has, he wouldn't have the wife he has. That's just my opinion. And you know what? You're absolutely right.
True statement.
Yeah. You know, because that woman, she is used to having a certain lifestyle. I mean, she's fucking 2 cousins and all this other stuff that were kingpins in Memphis. I mean, it's just a fact, you know.
Our faithful viewer, Tanya Whittington, is in Austin, Texas right now, about to testify for the decriminalization bill for the weed. She up there trying to get the weed freed in the state of Texas. Shout out to you, LaTanya. We appreciate you. Get the weed freed so we can just walk around the police and smoke.
Off topic real quick. If you guys saw that video of the girl that was murdered in, I think it was Nashville, she openly said, you know, she had weed. I don't know if you guys saw the video. And I'm just thinking, I don't know what the rules are in Nashville, Tennessee, or wherever this incident happened. But it's like the woman ended up getting murdered and it ended up something else going into it. But this makes me wonder, this policeman goes ahead and keeps searching for stuff when it wasn't the subject. But she's like, oh, I got weed. But do you see how they use certain things like that to go into other areas? And then she ends up dead for whatever reasons people think that she should have ended up dead. But it's just amazing. I want the weed to be free, but how many people that have weed arrests are going to get expunged out of their records is what I want to know. It's just a matter of time. I don't know why Texas is so slow to get on board with a lot of other states, but I just think that that we need to address the expungement of these people.
You know why they so slow? You know why the federal government's so slow? Cartel money.
But Gary, let me ask you this, since we kind of switching gears here. What do you think about Lee Merritt running for Attorney General of Texas?
I think I'm gonna tear his ass in half. I don't like him. I don't like what he stands for. He has every right to run. You know, wish him good luck in it. But I'm one of them dudes that's gonna fight against him. I mean, I'm not just gonna jump on his train because he runs against Ken Paxton. That's just not what I'm gonna do. I don't support him. I just I don't agree with it. I don't like it. I don't think he can't beat him anyway, so it don't matter.
Yeah, I guess it just remains to be seen. But yet, I saw that. I was like, oh, okay. You guys don't know Lee Merritt. He is one of the civil rights attorneys. He works closely with Sean King and, trying to bring justice to people.
Well, did you see Roland Martin PC for Candace for Tamika Mallory? Did you see him PC for Tamika Mallory? Because my good friend Samira Rice is on their ass right now. She on their ass right now. So Roland, why line not, bro? You rocking with the wrong people, and I ain't fucking with that. I'm running with Samira Rice all day long, homeboy. It's a marathon, and we can run these motherfuckers off the course. I can promise you that.
And then speaking of, since we're going into the legal justification of what's going on around the country, last I heard, they've almost sat everybody for the Derrick Chauvin case. Well, what have you heard, 5 Star, in regards to the seating of the jury?
I didn't keep up with it today too much. I was down today. I had to rest and in a lot of pain. But right now, I think the seating of the jury is going pretty quickly. The trial is actually going to start on the 29th on time. And I think that's when it's going to crank up. I think that's when you're going to get a lot of black nationalist groups. You're going to get the Black Lives Matters. I think the Antifas and everybody else is going to show up. And it is what it is at that point. I really don't think, and it's just my opinion, based on the way I see them maneuvering with the settlement, and I don't think that they're going to get what they think they're going to get. I think that all they're going to get out the deal is maybe third degree on Chauvin, and everybody else going to walk.
And then I don't know if you guys saw on MSNBC, if you guys been watching, they did a story on INFAC and how, they're making it seem like, oh, these black militants are out here doing that. But the good thing is the lady that reported on the story said that INFAC has not been involved in any kind of violence like the white militias. And the way that they did it, the way the INFAC is doing their recruitment and their training, very secretive. They're not giving up anything to it. As we know, Grandmaster Jay is under some federal charges that he says that obviously he pled not guilty, pointing your gun. I mean, bullshit charges just to take the brother down like they did in the 60s. But this thing was a really good story for the simple fact that they showed that we are at a point in this country where we've had enough and we are going to defend ourselves like they defend themselves. So if you guys didn't get a chance to check out that story, it's on MSNBC on YouTube. You can look it up. Very good article. Black women were involved. We have to start standing up and defending ourselves and doing what we need to do to show that we are not afraid.
I think with INFAC, man, and anything like that, anything dealing with us where we're constantly defending ourselves, we're devaluing our fight. We don't have time to defend ourselves against these motherfuckers. They paint the narrative they want to paint in the white media. You got black media. We're going to paint you the right way. You feel what I'm saying? We ain't got time to keep having that discussion with them. In fact, do what you do, Grandmaster Jay. Get past the charges, get back to business, and do what you do. And that's the end of that. The black militia this, the black militia that. Yeah, but you white militia say y'all protect. But y'all the motherfucker down there in DC on the 6th, tearing up shit. That's why you ain't heard nothing from them. Because now you've been exposed. I don't think we need to keep defending ourselves. I just think we need to keep doing the work.
Also, Corey, how you doing? He said, let me ask you a question. Why when Watson asked for a trade, all these women coming forward, they didn't say nothing when he, I guess, was here to stay or something like that? Well, I think we've kind of all drawn our own conclusions that as soon as he wanted to leave, they being the Texans with the help of Tony Busby. And of course, these are all allegations, right? Have drawn up this narrative that now he is some sort of sex maniac out there, And I don't know if you guys got a chance to catch Tony Busby's news conference that he had, I think it was Saturday or Saturday, one of those days. He had some of his legal team there, and they read an excerpt from one of the victims of what happened, and the massage, thing or whatever. And then Tony said that he doesn't know the owners and they're not friends. Yeah, I guess while they live in the same neighborhood, they're not friends, and all that other stuff. And clearly that's been debunked. So I guess he was trying to say that I don't have a dog in a fight. I'm defending these women. If what I understand now, 13 women have lawsuits. So there's 22 women have come forward. Now 13 women have filed a lawsuit. It still doesn't seem like any legal charges or anything for the police have been leveled against Deshaun. And so it's a lot going on to destroy a man who just simply wanted to leave because he's not happy there anymore.
Deshaun is a scapegoat. They're doing this to him. They're dragging him to teach him a lesson and to teach every other black player a lesson. Shut your fucking mouth and run the ball. Shut your mouth and throw the ball. Shut your mouth and catch the ball. Your job is to block and tackle, not be somebody that's out there fighting for social issues. They're gonna try to teach him a lesson. And the only way they win this is if we don't stand up for Deshaun in some capacity. If you look at how this pans out, and I may be giving them too much info because I dig off into these cases. Some of these incidents happened the day before a game. Some of these incidents happened the day after a road game. It's not possible. And then if you noticed, they had to come with one case where they said he forced her to have oral sex. They had to bring that one because there is not a law in the United States of America that say you wrong for asking a woman to suck your dick. I know I ain't violated the law the millions of times I did it. I ain't go to jail for it. I ain't end up in civil court. But they had to get the one where they say he forced her. Well, if he forced her, that should have been the first one you went to for criminal charges. She didn't do it. God bless Deshaun Watson, man. Get the fuck up out of Houston, young man, as soon as you can, because they full of shit.
Right. Well, I don't think there's any good that come out of it, but Houston is not going to have a championship team after this for a very, very long time.
Can I ask you a question? As long as we have football in the city, when we won a championship?
Well, I think 1953.
AFL.
Right.
AFL.
Right.
And we were on track when all the man asked for was a new stadium. You wouldn't give him a new stadium. You took all this. You ran them out of town. And I've been on the fuck the Texans train ever since.
Goodness. And Leon Mobley asked, how much does a third-degree charge carry? And I put the statute up. It says it could be not more than 25 years. So the judge has a discretion when it says not more than, anywhere in between that. Now, white guy, he's a police officer, the union's up there. How much do you think this guy's really going to get? It's already been a year, so he's got that to a credit. So how much do you think this guy's probably going to get? I predict this guy's going to get no more than 3 years, if he even does that.
Who are we talking about, Chauvin?
Yeah, Chauvin.
Huh? I'm going to be honest with you, man. I think it might be worse than that. I think we might be looking at Rodney King verdict. I think he might walk out of there with nothing. But if he do, they gonna burn this motherfucker to the ground, man.
Let's see here. Somebody asked a question. Where did it go? Oh, Fayetteville Bowie. She says, were any of those 22 women black? Yeah, they made it a point to say, I think 7 were African American. I'm like, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I guess you know, to black people, oh, well, she's black. Some of them were black, then okay, well, you know, it must be true. It's like, why even throw that out there? I mean, hell, you would have been better off nailing him to the cross if you would have said that they were all white, you know. But they said some of them were white. Wait. Some of them were, I think, Asian, Hispanic, and black, I think is what they were saying. Some of these alleged victims are, but I don't know. It's just really sad that, you know, these people will ruin a whole man's not just career, but his life over some, she said, you know, and like Gary said, I mean, one of the ladies talking about he forced her to do it. She didn't want to do it. And, you know, I'm like, somebody forced you to do something like that. You don't go to the popo.
Dimitri, I don't know very many women that were forced to do oral sex. That means I got to put my piece in her mouth and force her to suck it. What stops her from biting the motherfucker off?
That's exactly where I was going with that. Yeah. I mean, no man in his right mind will put his penis in a woman's mouth by force and expect it to come back in one piece. That doesn't make sense.
If she bite his dick, wherever he at, the massage parlor, the hotel, everybody coming to that room. You ever hit a man by mistake in his private parts? You see the pain that we be in? And if she get to chewing on that bitch like a motherfucker Uncle Ben sausage, it's over.
Hold up. I forgot to tell y'all something because me and Al listened to it, okay? After she was forced to do that, I'm not trying to laugh, but it just, forgive me, okay? After she was forced to do that, she passed out and then defecated on herself.
In hood terms, after he forced his piece down her throat, she passed out from whatever and she shitted on herself. For real. For real. Do you have any pictures of this, ma'am? Because if I'm Deshaun Watson, I'm not even answering this fucking foolishness. Well, Mr. Monroe, did you force your piece down her throat? I'm sitting on the witness stand. Mr. Monroe, you're going to have to answer. I'm not answering that shit. You put your motherfucking wood in a woman's mouth and you done forced her. And if she don't bite your shit, you both the choker.
Yeah, you know, I hope I say this right. Lavinia Igbani, she says Lorena Bobbitt, baby. Exactly. After what happened to that John Wayne Bobbitt guy, what brother in his right mind is going to put himself in that situation? Just straight out back. And in that woman's case, for those guys that don't know that case, this woman was sexually assaulted by her husband, and he forced her to have sex. She couldn't take it anymore after years of abuse, according to her. And she bit his dick off, got into the car, and took the dick with her. Yeah, she sawed it off, cut it off, and took the dick with her and was and then threw it out. And they were able to save the dick. They found it. I don't know how they found a dick on the road, and the rest they say is history.
As Mr. Busby even said, do we have any DNA? Something. You notice ain't none of these women were penetrated. So Deshaun just walking around, going through Instagram, finding masseuses, making them suck his dick. With all the shit I see on Instagram, fuck that mouth. What them hips do?
You got all these crackheads running around, and he has to pay, you know, I guess top dollar to get his dick sucked. When we know in the hood, they've got people that do that for a $2 two-piece Popeye's chicken on Tuesday.
The man could go to the turkey leg hut and stand right next to the big truck like this here and get all the pussy he wants, dirty boy.
Yeah, so, and then even if he did go on Instagram and find these masseuse And that's not against the law. You could go on Instagram and find somebody to rub you down or, whatever the case is. But I don't know. I just, like I said, this is coming from a woman. I just find it hard to believe somebody forced you to do oral copulation. I guess that's what they call it. Forced you to do that. And you ain't go to the police. This the first time we're hearing about this. Come on. It just, some things just got to make sense. And I'm with you guys. I mean, to me, it seemed like as a man, scared.
Well, I know you're in disbelief that, some people wouldn't go to the police. I didn't go to the police every time. I'm being honest with you. I was forced to do some of the things that I did. And I didn't go to the police. I just laid there and took it, and that mentally tormented me for maybe an hour or two after. But I recovered.
Right. I mean, Dimitri, remember those times at the all-nighters at the base? I mean, I went home with, two lady friends of mine, and they assaulted me and all that other stuff. I didn't want to report it because I didn't want to ruin their career.
Y'all just lying to kick it. Nobody
else. I have been sexually assaulted several times. And what they did is they didn't slip something in my drink. They just kept giving me drinks. And I woke up one morning in a hotel room, bucket naked, feeling like I had been violated. And you know what I did? I picked up my clothes, I held them close to me, and I walked out the room. And I said, I can't wait till the next time.
Oh, you crazy. Who was you out with, Cardi B?
Oh, no, I wouldn't trust that bitch for nothing in the world. I'm having Trey Songz syndrome when I'm around her. I don't buy no drinks at the bar. You got to bring me the bottle with the cap on it. Fucking with Cardi B. She been put some laxative in your drink. Now, somebody will shit on themselves fucking with Cardi B because she doesn't put anything in your drink. But rape is a serious subject. But to wrongfully accuse somebody is just as serious. And we've seen people come back like the transgender that said Chingy. They were messing with Chingy. And then years later come back, oh, I just did it because I was mad. You destroyed that boy's career. It's not right. Final thoughts, Ms. Dimitri.
Yeah. Well, I would just say this in regards to these, social media gurus and relationship pseudo experts. It's entertainment, y'all. It's entertainment. Don't hang your hopes and your dreams on every word of these people. Get some education for yourself. Figure it out. Figure out what it is you need to be doing in your relationship, because that advice is not one size fits all. Everybody, they don't have the same, relationship situation or whatever. But if you are one of those women and you found yourself duped by that of Derrick Jaxn, don't fret. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and and raise your self-esteem, right? I mean, I could go on, but I'm not, because I might get myself in trouble. But anyway, y'all have a good night.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys this. Look at the bottom, the scroll down there. Don't forget to sign the petition in regards to white supremacists gotta go. And please, you guys, tune in tomorrow as we're having our $2 Tuesday for our candidate, Jerry Monroe, for the Houston School Board. Y'all got y'all stimulus. Now, we always complaining about our kids ain't doing this, our kids ain't doing that, whatever. Now we have our candidate that we can get in there that gives a damn about our children and our children first. So you don't just have to give $2. You don't have to wait till Tuesday. Y'all got y'all stimulus. Drop a few dollars in there, 5, 25, 100, whatever you can do, and know that you're doing it for a good cause. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. And like I said, have a great night. Be safe. Wear your mask. Wash your hands.
Yeah, tomorrow is $2 Tuesdays, and I appreciate all you guys that have donated so far. We're doing pretty good. Saturday, we're going to have our monthly virtual fundraising. We need to raise money, man, because they going to come out with the money to put it behind this lady, Myrna Guidry, that's sitting in Wanda's seat, that rightfully does not need to be sitting there. I'm being honest with y'all. Principals, I'm on the phone with them today. They don't know what to think. with Dr. Lathan leaving. Well, if you got a high Latino population, you know what to think. They're going to try to move you. They're going to try to move you. So, I mean, Saturday, we coming tomorrow, $2 Tuesdays, whatever you can give. And then Saturday, we have the actual monthly virtual fundraiser. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to kick it off. I'm going to say it right now. You know, I can't ask you to invest in me if I don't invest in myself. That's just how I feel. So I'm going to kick it off again with $500 of my own money. Put $500 in there of my own money, man. So let's get to it, man. Say, man, it's a reason we the best in the business. It's the war zone. 3 the hard way. You can't win this argument on no night of the week. I want to thank my good friend Donovan Sadiq, the Queen Demetri K, and I am 5-star general. Until tomorrow night, $2 Tuesdays, we'll holler at you.